I was rinsing my coffee mug when I spotted her through the kitchen window. Linda, HOA Linda Grayson, in that gaudy floppy hat and a faded robe, sneaking through my backyard gate like she was entitled to my pool. Then came the scream, sharp enough to rattle the glass, as she hit the water and flailed like she'd plunged into an Arctic lake, her face a mix of shock and fury as steam curled off her skin. That moment, with my dog Rusty barking and Linda scrambling out of my now ice-cold pool, I knew my plan had worked. And her reign as neighborhood tyrant was about to crash harder than her dive. I'm Ethan Cole, 36, a graphic designer who moved to Oak Ridge Pines, a tidy suburb in northern Georgia, 6 months ago, chasing a slice of quiet after years in cramped city apartments. The house was my dream, a cozy split level with a backyard oasis, complete with an in-ground pool that sold me the second I saw it. I pictured lazy morning swims, grilling with friends, maybe teaching Rusty, my golden retriever, to fetch a ball by the water. Oak Ridge seemed perfect, tree-lined streets, kids on bikes, neighbors like Mr. Walt, a retired welder who'd swap fishing tails, or Sarah, a teacher who'd bring over peach cobbler. The HOA promised to keep things neat. But I didn't expect it to mean a middle-aged busybody treating my pool like her personal spa. Linda, the HOA president, had other ideas, and my private retreat was her target. It started small, like a drip you ignore until it's a flood. I'd come home from late nights at the office to find wet footprints on my pool deck, chairs shifted, a stray sunscreen bottle bobbing in the water. At first, I thought it was kids, maybe a maintenance guy. Then I caught a glimpse, coming back early from a dentist visit, a figure in a robe darting out my gate, leaving damp towels and the smell of lavender lotion. I asked Mr. Walt over beers one night, and he leaned in, voice low. That's Linda Grayson, 3 houses down. Runs the HOA like it's her kingdom. Thinks she's got a key to everyone's backyard. He said she'd been at it for years, grabbing tomatoes from shared gardens, rearranging porch swings for aesthetics, even firing up folks' grills at block parties. But your pool, he chuckled. That's bold, even for her. I decided to handle it face to face, marching to her colonial-style mansion. It's lawn perfect to a fault. She answered in a silk kimono, eyeing me like I'd interrupted her royalty. Linda, I'm Ethan from Cedar Lane, I said, calm as I could. Someone's been using my pool without asking. I hear it's you. Her smile vanished, replaced by a sneer. You're the loner who skips meetings, she snapped. That pool's a community asset. It's under HOA oversight. I blinked, stunned. It's on my deed, Linda. Private property. She laughed, sharp and mean. Honey, nothing's private in Oak Ridge Pines. I'm president. I decide what's shared. That pool's too big for one guy. I pushed back, voice firm. Stop using it, or we've got a problem. She stepped closer, eyes glinting. Call the cops, Ethan. See who they believe, me or some newbie hoarding resources. The door slammed, and I stood there, reeling, like I'd wandered into a world where fences meant nothing. Linda's game wasn't just entitlement. It was control, a power trip to flex her HOA crown and turn my sanctuary into her playground, betting I'd cave to keep the peace. She didn't know me. I wasn't just fighting for a pool, I was fighting for my home, my space, my right to say no. Things got worse, like a weed choking a garden. Linda didn't just sneak in anymore. She got brazen. Showing up mid-morning with friends, tossing pool parties like my backyard was the community rec center. I'd find cans in the water, towels strewn about, music still playing on a portable speaker. I swapped gate locks, installed cameras, but she'd pick her way in, dodging lenses like a pro. I confronted her again, catching her mid-swim. Out, Linda. Now. She waved me off, floating on a raft. Relax, Ethan. Join the fun. The nerve burned, but the real gut punch came when I found 6 strangers partying one Saturday. Coolers, floaties, the works. Linda gave us keys, a guy shrugged. Said it's HOA property. I called the cops, but they scattered, and the officer sighed. Need clearer evidence, man. File with the HOA. I tried, hauling my case to their meeting. But the board, Linda's cronies, like her lapdog Carol, brushed me off. Share the spirit, Ethan, Carol cooed, as Linda smirked from the front row, whispering to her pals like I was the bad guy. She stood, voice dripping with fake concern. Ethan's new, bless his heart, but he doesn't get community. That pool could serve families, not sit empty while he sulks. The room nodded, and I left. Fuming, Their neighborly solution, a green light for Linda's invasions. That night, staring at my pool's moonlit ripples, I knew the system was rigged. Linda had the board, the neighbors, even the local gossip in her pocket. Locks failed, cameras weren't enough, and reasoning was a joke. I needed something smarter, something she couldn't dodge. I called a pool tech, Ray, a grizzled guy with 25 years in the game. Over coffee, I spilled it all. Linda's trespassing, the HOA's shrug, my need for a fix. Ray grinned, scratching his beard. You want her out? But no fingerprints, right? I nodded. What's the play? He leaned in. Variable temp system. Remote controlled. Flips the water hot or cold in minutes. Looks like a glitch, not sabotage. It was perfect, legal, untraceable, and pure chaos for Linda. Installation took 2 days, cost a chunk, but it was my line in the sand. Ray showed me the remote. A sleek gadget that could drop the pool to 60 degrees Fahrenheit or crank it to 95 degrees Fahrenheit from my couch. Time it right, he warned. No harm, just shock. I tested it, grinning as the water chilled. Knowing Linda's next tip was going to be a wake-up call. The trap sprang like a bear claw. 2 days later, I was on a work call when I saw her floppy hat, beach bag, waltzing through my gate. I grabbed the remote, heart racing, and waited by the window. Linda set up her towels, kicked off her sandals, and eased onto the ladder. I hit the cold setting. 30 seconds later, her feet hit the water, and she howled, leaping back like she'd been stung, steam rising as she shivered, glaring at the pool like it had betrayed her. She tested the water, muttering, then grabbed her stuff and bolted, glancing back, baffled. I stifled a laugh, the thrill of victory sweet. Over the next week, I caught her 3 more times, twice with icy blasts. Once with a scalding spike that sent her scrambling. She'd dip a toe, curse, and flee, her confidence cracking. I mixed it up, sometimes waiting till she was mid-swim. Watching her thrash and puzzle over the broken heater. It was psychological warfare, and Linda, the queen of control, was unraveling, unable to pin it on me. She didn't quit. Though Linda was too stubborn. A month in, a letter arrived, HOA letterhead, signed by her, claiming safety concerns about my pool's malfunctioning equipment. It demanded an inspection. Threatening fines. My lawyer pal, Jen, laughed it off. No hazard, no jurisdiction. She's bluffing. I ignored it, kept recording hours of Linda sneaking in, even handing gate keys to her crew. She got desperate, pacing her yard, glaring at my house, roping neighbors into her dangerous pool crusade. Then she went nuclear, announcing a safety inspection for all pools. A thinly veiled excuse to snoop mine. I declined, and she lost it, banging on my door, stuffing notes in my mailbox, ranting about community standards. One night, I caught her with a flashlight, poking my pool pump like a wannabe detective. You're trespassing, I called, phone rolling. She spun, unashamed. This pool's a hazard. I'm saving lives. I let her yell, every word gold for my case. The showdown was a masterpiece, like a stage set for her fall. One Saturday, I heard voices, Linda, leading a posse of 8 board members and their kids, towing coolers and floaties for an HOA pool event. She unlocked my gate, strutting like she owned it, directing folks to spread out. I grabbed my phone, hit record, and stepped out. Heart pounding, but steady. You're all trespassing, I said, loud and clear. Leave now. Linda smirked, stepping up like a queen. This pool's HOA property, Ethan. We're inspecting safety. Her guest shifted, uneasy, but she plowed on. Stay put, everyone. He's bullying us out of our rights. To prove it, she marched to the pool, robe off, and dove in, ready to flaunt her authority. I waited, timing perfect, and hit the cold setting. Seconds later, she screamed, thrashing like a fish in a blender, the water now 55 degrees Fahrenheit. She clawed her way out, blue-lipped, shivering. Towel clutched tight. What did you do? She shrieked, pointing at me. You rigged it. I shrugged, still filming. Heaters glitch, Linda. Should have checked first. Her crowd froze, some backing away. Others whispering. Frank, a board member who'd always seemed shaky on her, cleared his throat. Karen, we should go. This isn't right. She doubled down, voice cracking. He's sabotaging us. This pool's dangerous. I pulled the HOA bylaws from my pocket, reading loud. Section 12. Private pools are under owner control. No HOA jurisdiction. The silence was heavy, her guests staring. Betrayed. Frank pressed, "Is this true, Linda?" "No authority." She stammered, "It's open to interpretation." I cut in, "Phone up. Not when you're trespassing. I've got months of footage, your parties, your keys, your lies. It's all going to the cops Monday." Her face went white, mouth flapping, no words. Guests grabbed their stuff, fleeing, Frank leading the pack. Linda, dripping, tried one last jab. "Someone will get hurt, and it's on you." She stormed off, towel dragging, her empire crumbling. I stood by the pool, Rusty at my side, the quiet sweeter than any swim. The fallout was swift, like a storm clearing the air. Monday, I filed with the police, handing over videos, Linda sneaking in, handing out keys, ranting at my window. The officer's jaw dropped. "She threw parties on your land." Charges followed. Criminal trespass, harassment. The local paper ran it. HOA chief faces charges over pool trespass, and Oak Ridge buzzed. The board met. Frank pushing hard. "She lied about our authority, put us at risk." Linda's resignation came next day, a limp excuse about health issues. Her allies scattered, some facing their own legal heat for joining her stunts. She put her house up for sale, neighbors whispering she'd flee to Florida, her name now a punchline. The new president, Margaret, a no-nonsense retiree, slashed Karen's rules, promising transparency. My pool was mine again, 10-foot fence, upgraded cameras, temp system on standby. Ray, the tech, swung by to tweak it, grinning. "Heard she's gone. Wanna add random temp spikes? Keeps the riffraff out." I laughed, letting him program it, a quiet nod to my victory. Looking back, it wasn't just the trap, it was learning to stand my ground, to fight smart when the deck stacked. Linda thought she could bully me into sharing what was mine. But she didn't count on someone who'd record, plan, and wait. Oak Ridge feels different now, neighbors wave without fear. Sarah's cobbler tastes sweeter, Mr. Walt's stories hit deeper. But late one night, Rusty growled at the fence, and I found a note. No name, just scrawl. "You'll regret this." Is Linda's shadow gone, or is another fight looming? How many pools are still battlegrounds? Tell me below. Dealt with an HOA intruder? Sheriff Rusty's bark or Linda's splash hit you? And let's talk holding the line. In Oak Ridge, we don't just swim, we stand.